Oh man, I can't help but laugh right now. Obviously, forgive me for being a little bit more loosey goosey here, but if you can't laugh at human sexuality, I don't know what's wrong with you, you know. Okay, okay, so since it's like Women's Month and stuff like that, and some of the recent videos that I've been doing have to do with like motherhood, or let's change this so you can see more of me here. I got a little bit of beer here, a little less inhibition. It's okay. It's okay to let loose every once in a while. It's okay. We're in a good position here. You know, a woman knows what a good position is. Right, right. If you ever have the opportunity, a good resource is oh my God, yes. Especially if you're a man, and you've not grown up with women, or you haven't had many intimate relationships, so as to understand how a woman gets off. Because if you're really interested in like sexual health or reproduction, so actually getting the woman pregnant, then that's one of the best. It really is. If I'm gonna say something embarrassing, I kind of enjoyed some parts of it. I really don't care. I'm an artist, right? So like, if I'm gonna put this on LinkedIn or whatever, you guys can just judge whatever the hell you think, because I can't say what you will. I can't stop you from doing that. What is it? It's a Thursday, right? And I don't have any work tomorrow, so whatever. Okay, so like simple things, obviously, if you're trying to have children, you gotta, as a man, you gotta stay away from the marijuana, you gotta stay away from the alcohol, you gotta stay away from stressful situations. And this is the same for a woman, if you're trying to have children, you gotta stay away from the antidepressants, you gotta stay away from the birth control for extended period of time. And let me see what else. You gotta stay away from, again. Okay, so you gotta stay away from alcohol, marijuana, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications. You more or less have to go for broke. Also, you have to stay away from nicotine or any other chemical stressors. To have the best child possible. As an armchair expert, and just trying to follow in the footsteps of, say like Sue Johansson, whom I learned a lot from. Bless her soul. Right. If I'm gonna play along with like this, just trying to help other people. Like, I'm not even planning this right now. This is actually how I feel about it. And I have trouble expressing my emotions with other people, because obviously in practice, in industry, it's not always accepted to express your emotions or your feelings as a man, because you're trying to get something done, and the objective is paramount. So like, if there's any other recommendations I have for the men out there, one of the books that I read recently was "This Changes Everything" by Naomi Klein, and she goes through environmental disasters and stuff like that. I'll just bring this up now. And I'll give you an introductory for it. So it has to do with climate change. Forget everything you know. Okay, so this is from thischangeseverything.org. Forget everything you think you know about global warming. This really inconvenient truth is that it's not about carbon, it's about capitalism. The convenient truth is that we can seize the existential crisis to transform our failed economic system and build something radically better. And she goes about the stuff that really resonates with me, because obviously I have no children at this point, and it kind of stresses me out. It does, and that I can't find a decent woman that is willing to go through with the risks involved, like through my assessments, and it's very frustrating, especially with the other socioeconomic factors of single motherhood and the betrayal of feminism, to be honest with you. And this idolization, this propaganda of Rosie the Riveter, and you can do anything as a woman. But frankly, once your window of fertility is gone, it's gone, and you'll never have another chance. And this is the same for men, actually, with recent. So let's look this up. Actually, men go through andropause. So this is the concept of male menopause. First result says male menopause. The male menopause is an unhelpful term sometimes used in the media. This label is misleading. About 40 years of age. So decreasing testosterone. And because fertility has two sides, right? It takes two to tango. Any old man will tell you, don't waste a heart on, right? So, this is the whole reason why Viagra and Cialis are so popular. But I don't have a problem with that as of this moment, thankfully. And this is where other stuff of, like the eugenics of pornography, the unintended consequences of trying to help people, which is really weird and abstract, but it leads to other things like what am I trying to say? It has connections to like Planned Parenthood and the fears of parenthood. Okay, so let's move on from NIH. At what age do most men lose testosterone? Again, this is off the results of Google and from NIH. This is Cleveland Urology. is that a man's ability to produce testosterone starts to decline at the age of 40, and levels continue 1 to 3% a year thereafter. It is important to note that just because levels are dropping after 40 doesn't necessarily mean that all men are candidates for therapy. Let's go Cleveland Urology. You know, and it really grinds my gears. Again, having put out a previous video about how antidepressants, substance abuse, and birth control alter the behaviors of women to affective degree, a negative connotation with that. And if you look at me, I'm not a feminist. I'm not. I don't believe in the tenets. I don't. It's a complete mockery of women now. If I were to identify with anything, it would have been probably second wave, to be honest with you. Okay, so Cleveland Urology Associates. Excuse me. Naturally, I'm a bit looser right now. So some facts first. Because requests for testosterone treatment have tripled in the last decade, the AUA, or American Urology Association, has issued guidelines for diagnosis and management of testosterone deficiency. Testosterone is a hormone produced in the testicles of men and is necessary for physical, sexual, and cognitive and many metabolic functions. The hormone testosterone gives men their deep voice, body hair, and muscular body. The sexual component peaks in adolescence and young adulthood. A man's ability to produce testosterone starts to decline at about 40 years of age, and levels continue to drop 1 to 3% a year thereafter. It is important to note that just because levels are dropping after 40 doesn't necessarily mean that all men are candidates for therapy. There must be certain symptoms present. Confirmed symptoms of low testosterone in men: diminished muscle mass, increased body fat, elevated hemoglobin A1C, changes in the testes, insomnia, fatigue, lack of motivation and concentration, depression, low trauma bone fractures, so like osteoporosis. Confirmation of low T requires 2 separate blood tests on non-consecutive days taken early in the morning. Testosterone is highest in the early part of the day. The blood must be tested by lab certified by the CDC. Okay, so moving forward, there's a very good resource on YouTube. As of this moment, we're talking, March 9th, 2023. Like Andrew Huberman, he's a neuroscientist. He's talking about, obviously from a male perspective, testosterone production and delayed gratification and the recovery from porn, right, from pornography, because pornography hijacks the brain with the dopamine response, and it completely obliterates any kind of visualization, right? So everything starts, every piece of confidence, so to speak, right? Confidence starts with with up here. It's mental, right? You can get a rise to the occasion, so to speak. And that's what a woman is looking for, is consistency. She's not looking for someone that's just going to be a one and done occasion in most instances. So continuing with this, okay, so whatever, it's, sexual health and humanity are one and the same. And as a sex positive Christian, I wish nothing more than my fellow people to have children, right? There's an entire industry that profits off of the suffering of women within porn, and it's an absolute, utter tragedy. It involves human trafficking, and it encourages the very worst behaviors of humanity. And as I said, human trafficking and so forth. I wouldn't want my daughter to be on a stripper pole, so to speak. I wouldn't want her to be exhibiting herself on Instagram. And I wouldn't want her only option in life to be selling her body. Because, you only have one body, right? And if I were to empathize with women and their problems, because women need testosterone as well, it just ain't right, man. It just ain't right. There's no strong women without strong men. And when we give in to the worst of human behaviors, that's when civilization begins to degrade. Exacerbated by hedonism and a lack of direction, because of undealt with traumas and so on and so forth. Not to get away too far away from the point of this very video. Probably entitle it, the lacking of sexual health, because humanity is sexual, and we can't ignore that. We can't malign it. We can't put it off to the side, because the creation is divine, right? And God wants, if you're going to take this from a religious standpoint, God wants us to have children. And I myself, I would love to have children. I've been with enough women to understand what it is to love and loss. And after so many years without a woman in my life, I don't want to lose anymore. And neither should you. So again, we're going to go over the points. If a woman is too stressed out, she can't ovulate, and she won't take insemination. And you should be preoccupied as a man with set and setting, allowing the woman to be as comfortable as possible, and so that she has every single resource available for her to have an orgasm, because an orgasm in physicality is what stimulates the suction within the vaginal canal to suck up your material, right? The spasms. Okay, there's a physicality involved with insemination. and then your product, you as a man, right, can be passed on to the next generation. So you need to, if a woman is not happy, right, happy wife, happy life, if she is not uh, stable, mentally stable, then it's not going to happen. You won't have a kid. Let's put it like that. For ideal conditions, if you can't rise to the occasion under stress, because women will manipulate you. They will. They'll try and test you to see if you will be there for the entire year or longer thereafter, and try to stress you out to see if you can actually maintain, you know, the perseverance required for the actual act. Because women, as I said in other videos, women will not fight physically. They'll fight with their words and their actions, and they'll manipulate in order to see if your head, this one, is still in the game with the other one. And I'm gonna put this on LinkedIn because I just don't give a shit anymore. I'm tired of being manipulated. I'm tired of being treated like I'm just a layman, but I may just be one of the smartest people in the world. So let me pass this information on to you in simple terms. If you don't treat your women well, you won't have any children. Let's not forget about that. We'll see you on the next one.